You have a file on your computer right now named Final. And let's be honest, you haven't opened it for weeks. It's not because you lack taste. It's not because you lack talent. It's because just one click asks you to choose a permanent version of yourself. Today, we're diving into this explainer to confront the raw architecture of this paralysis through the lens of a phenomenal book, The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. Now, The Creative Act is not a book about becoming special. No, The Creative Act is a book about becoming available. The Creative Act cuts right through the whole myth of the right idea and asks us for a much stranger kind of faith. You see, Rick Rubin doesn't treat creativity as some rare gift you possess. Rick Rubin treats it as a field you enter.
I hear the exact same defense from creators constantly. It usually goes something like, look, I am not blocked. I'm just being responsible. I need to find the right creative choice before I waste any more of my time or more of myself. And I get it. It sounds deeply logical. It feels entirely safe. But let's be real for a second. That unopened file, it's not a sign of your infinite patience. It is a present reality built entirely by your fear of choosing wrong. You might think your delay is just you being careful, but actually, it's self-defense with the clean desk.
So we sit back, stare at the ceiling, and ask, is this the right idea? But here is the reality slap from this book. Asking for absolute certainty before you even make contact with the work means your threat system has completely hijacked your taste. Your mind is frantically trying to spare you from shame. And it disguises that shrinkage, that hesitation, by calling it your high standards.
Let's use some cold logic to break down this dilemma, because you probably feel stuck between two distinct doors. Option 1. You keep searching for the perfect idea and essentially lose all your heat and momentum. Option 2. You force a choice and get permanently trapped inside it. Both of these sound like perfectly rational adult decisions. But here's the catch. They are the exact same misunderstanding. They both treat a creative choice as a forecast of the future, instead of what it actually is, a moment of contact.
Let's completely shift how we look at this. In this book, choice is not a prediction of the future. Choice is simply an act of tuning into a weak signal that already exists. You don't begin by forcing the world to hear you. You begin by hearing what the world has already placed near you. You just look for what you notice. This brings us to what's known as the seed phase. This phase demands early work that requires contact, not judgment. Think about it. If you wait around for the perfect idea, you are literally training your fear to speak in the exact voice of your taste. And once fear acquires that voice, it sounds incredibly wise. It sounds exactly like perfectionism. This is why the seed phase has to be fiercely protected from premature verdicts. You have to be willing to touch the raw, messy edges of the work way before you demand it to be brilliant. Now we arrive at the absolute philosophical anchor of this entire concept, the unmarked mixing board. Imagine a massive studio board with absolutely no channel names, no master labels, nothing. You cannot possibly know which song is alive just by staring at a silent mixing board. You only figure it out by moving one fader up and hearing what the room returns. You don't know by staring, you only know by moving.
So how do we actually put this into practice? Here is the concrete operating framework derived directly from the book. Step 1, attend. Just notice what calls your attention. Step 2, lower the stakes. Step 3, make a crude, messy pass at it. Step 4, mark exactly where your attention wakes up. Step 5, edit, but only to strengthen that specific signal. And finally, Step 6, release. This sequence proves a crucial point. Perception must always precede choice. You have to gather the signal first. Only then do you make the selection.
I really want to pause on step 2 for a second. Lower the stakes. Listen, this is not laziness. Lowering the stakes is sensory hygiene. It's a precision tool. High stakes add noise to your brain, and panic clicks the signal entirely. By radically lowering the pressure, you actually allow the work to speak before your ego starts posing and demanding a masterpiece. If you don't lower those stakes, you fall straight into a hidden sunk cost trap. On one side, you're defending completely dead drafts. On the other, you're burying live ones way too soon. And the real pain here isn't simply that you chose wrong. The absolute agony is that your choice now owns your identity. You start confusing the project with your actual worth as a human being. And when the work is tied directly to your identity, well, every single edit becomes a verdict on you as a person. The painful reality we have to face is that demanding certainty first makes your world smaller. Your entire nervous system narrows. You lose trust in your own ability to make first contact with raw material. What happens? You end up killing weak signals before they ever even have the chance to mature. You start picking ideas that look completely safe to the outside world, and those safe ideas simply die in your hand.
Your private excellence transforms into hidden avoidance.
So I want you to ask yourself a much more intimate question. What part of your work is asking for just another minute? Stop asking your rough draft to prove the future. Stop asking it to carry your entire brand or justify your life's path. Just ask yourself what tiny piece of the work wants a little bit more contact right now.
Tune first, choose second. If you take away anything today, let it be the cognitive signature of this book. We are cementing a brand new operating system here. Creativity is not a decision system. You are not out hunting for the right idea. Creativity is a receptive stance. It's all about building the conditions where rightness can be sensed through raw, unfiltered contact.
Choice is not the start of the creative act. Contact is. It's really that simple. We have to stop hunting for the flawless idea and start entering the room before certainty even arrives. Touch the work, listen to it, and just let the rightness reveal itself to you.
Before tomorrow, you are going to make one ugly pass on the project you have been avoiding. You're going to circle the 3 moments that made you lean in, because if you don't, you are actively choosing this paralysis. I want you to do exactly this. You have 300 seconds. Open a blank note right now. Write down what kept calling and list 3 signals your last hour gave you. Without taking this action, the cognitive signature just fades.